What's up everyone, and welcome to Travel TLDR, which stands for Too Long Didn't Read. So instead of spending hours reading all the travel news to try to keep up with what changes are going on to the credit cards you care about, you simply watch our weekly show where we summarize it all each and every week. So make sure you turn on notifications so this video appears in your feed every time we drop the latest episode. In this week's episode, we'll discuss the overall impact of COVID-19 on air travel and traffic demand. United Airlines launches the first at-airport COVID-19 test sites, an interesting and clever partnership, while simultaneously launching the new Travel Ready Center, which could impact the entire air travel industry. JetBlue eliminates ticket change fees but adds a basic twist. American Express announces a brand new Centurion Lounge on the East Coast. This is episode 2 of Travel TLDR for the week of February 21st, 2021. So first up, new data coming out of the Department of Transportation has solidified that air traffic has hit a 36-year low. Passenger traffic on U.S. carriers fell 62% from the year earlier to 30.4 million. The annual total was more than 60% lower than 2019. That's a massive reduction. Jeez. Wow. So while we may have hit an all-time low since 1984 and we're seeing weak demand, overall, how does this impact you? Well, you see, airlines are starting to see an increase in demand for later travel in 2021. So right now, while the fares are low and you may be getting used to finding those crazy deals all over the world and all over the country, and also looking at award availability for using your points and miles, we're starting to see that air traffic demand pick back up as people are making plans for later in the year once we have vaccines rolling out and things hopefully start going back to normal. So if you're thinking about planning travel for any time in 2021, now is a good time to start making those plans before we start seeing demand push prices back up and award availability disappear. Also, this is a good time to consider taking advantage of your $300 Chase FI Reserve travel credit. You can use that towards a flight if you wanted to. Of course, the CSR, or the Chase FI Reserve card, is now expanding what the credit can apply to, so it can apply for groceries and gas and a bunch of other things. But if you want to use it for travel, now is a good time to consider that. Also, the Platinum card from American Express offers a $200 incidental airline fee credit. If you need some help using that credit, just DM us or email us at hello@thepointspassport.com. We can help you out, make sure you get to use that credit in 2021. Also, keep in mind, if you're sitting on a bunch of points and miles, this is a great time to look for international J tickets, which is business class tickets, so for flying abroad, whether it's to Europe or to Asia. Some countries in Asia are actually starting to open up to US citizens that have received their vaccinations, such as Thailand. So Thailand is personally on my list of countries I'm looking at going to in the fall. Overall, with the increase of air travel demand picking back up, I think we're going to see some prices increase towards the later part of the year, so keep that in mind. Now it's probably a good time to get those deals. In other air travel related news, JetBlue has announced that they've eliminated change fees for all tickets starting April 1st, 2021 for most fares. I don't think we want to go into too many details here, but basically JetBlue is eliminating change fees. They're following most of the other airlines. American Airlines, United Airlines, and Delta Airlines have all eliminated change fees. So here's the basic twist. JetBlue is eliminating overhead bin baggage allowance. So if you book a basic blue ticket, you can't put your bag in the overhead bin anymore, which applies to flights booked on or after February 25th for travel starting July 20th. So starting July 20th, so if you book a ticket after February 25th and you're flying after July 20th, and you book a basic blue ticket, you won't be able to have overhead bin access. However, in another twist, those traveling on Blue Extra, or Mint fares, or who book an even more space seat on domestic flights will be guaranteed overhead bin space, and if there isn't overhead bin space available, you'll receive a $25 credit. So overall, it seems like it's sort of a, I don't know if it's a net win or not, because basically what they're doing is they're following the other major US airlines and eliminating the travel fees, while also kind of making basic economy a little more challenging, but then sweetening the deal again for regular fare tickets. So really kind of pushing the incentive towards booking a regular fare ticket. In other air travel news, United Airlines is now the first U.S. carrier to have at-airport COVID-19 testing. They've partnered with a company called Express Check, which formerly was Express Spa. You see, the Express Spa was a at-airport spa, but due to COVID-19, their business was completely shut down. They had a clever pivot out of the spa space into the COVID-19 testing space, and they actually have 3 zones at these Express Checks. You see, when you get there, there's a check-in area, a testing area, as well as a full service lab. So your COVID-19 test can be processed at the airport and you get your results, which is a great thing. I think that we really need this, and this is something that's been missing, is having the ability to scale the testing where you need it at the airports. Just like 9/11 changed security and air travel forever, COVID-19 could do that, and in order to support any future changes, we're definitely gonna need to scale up testing. Now, in parallel to all this, United's also launched something new called the Travel Ready Center. What this is a digital platform where basically it knows where you're flying to, and it captures all those local requirements. So whether you're flying to a different country that requires a negative PCR test or requires a negative antigen test, there's so many things that are changing, and this Travel Ready Center helps you navigate that. So I could see a situation where in the future, no matter where your flight is to, the app on whatever preferred carrier you're flying maybe will tell you what the requirements are, whether there's a quarantine, whether you need a negative test. I mean, I can't even keep up with just going to Hawaii. It's so confusing sometimes. It takes a lot of research, and every time we change the dates and then they announce something new, you can totally get in a spot where you have to plan and adjust your plans accordingly. So very interesting development out of United Airlines. I kind of think that we're going to see some other airlines follow suit pretty quickly, and very smart of Express to pivot from spas into COVID-19 testing at the airport. Clever. This is so interesting. I could see this being added as a card benefit, to be honest. Like, this could be something that comes with your Chase Sapphire Reserve card as a perk, or maybe at least it's covered by the Chase Sapphire Reserve's $300 travel credit. Or even better, maybe the Centurion Lounges could support COVID-19 testing somehow, or I guess it's being covered by the Platinum Card from American Express. Speaking of Centurion Lounges, American Express announced on February 17th that they have plans to build a brand new 11,500 square foot Centurion Lounge at Washington, D.C.'s Ronald Reagan National Airport, which is DCA. Design elements will take inspiration from the Washington, D.C. area, similar to how other Amex lounges theme their lounges geographically. Have you ever noticed that each Centurion Lounge has some kind of tie-in? I mean, if you go to SFO, there's a wine tasting center. If you go to JFK, there's a speakeasy. Like, every Centurion Lounge has a tie-in to its actual location. So if you're interested in experiencing these lounges for yourself, you're gonna need to make sure you have a key to one of these lounges. And by key, I mean the right card. This is the American Express Platinum card. This is what gets you access into the lounge, gets you and up to 2 guests free entry on the outbound. It's not an arrival lounge, so you can only visit the lounge 3 hours before departure. Several other cards actually get you access, such as the Delta SkyMile Reserve card and the Black card, which is the Centurion card, also gets you in. Actually, the Centurion card has some interesting perks at the Centurion Lounge, so if you need to know what those are, just DM us. So if you're interested in having access to the Centurion Lounge, you don't already have an American Express Platinum card, make sure you check out thepointspassport.com and read our full in-depth review on the Platinum card. We're actually working on making a video summary of it as well, but the full, every detail that you need to know is there, and it's such a work of art. I don't call it work of art, and it's a very comprehensive card. In fact, I think having that card in 2021 is almost a no-brainer for most people. Maybe it's not for you, but it probably is. Okay, thank you so much for watching episode 2 of Travel TLDR. We just wanted a fun way to summarize all the things going on in the travel news, as well as credit card updates, so you know what's going on without having to read hours of blogs, because it can really bog you down. So make sure you turn on notifications so you know when we drop the latest episode. Also, we could really use your feedback, so please comment down below anything you want to see from next week, anything you want to see us do differently. We're open to any feedback you have, so please just let us know. We're probably going to change locations. We kind of just film this wherever we happen to be that week. Okay, so now that you know what's going on in travel this week, I'm going to go open this bottle of California wine and enjoy sunset by the fire pit. See you next week.